make it rain, then I'ma make it back. You were just a lame little homie, that's a fact. Working with the police, acting like you know me. Fresh out of jail already in your
Got a fresh line up, yeah, fresh outfit. But I had a parking lot on smash. Plus I got a 7 with a 454 in the hood. Got 125 on the dash.
I'm the biggest boss that you seen thus far. I'm the biggest boss that you seen thus far. I'm the biggest boss that you seen thus far.
Good afternoon, Winnipeg. How's everybody today? I can't tell you how excited I'm for me to be back here in Winnipeg. I've been coming here for more than 30 years. This is one great city. We're in a world-class facility here at the MTS Center, and everybody who is going to have a chance to come out tomorrow to be here is going to see some amazing, amazing athletes perform amazing, amazing competitions. You guys and girls are going to absolutely love it. And you're in for a special treat today. But before I introduce our guest, who's going to answer all your questions, any questions that you're going to have, I just want to tell you that I'm a proud Canadian. I've been coming to, as I said earlier, I've been coming to Winnipeg for 30 plus years, and nothing makes me prouder than to have a whole bunch of our guys come up here, our athletes, our executives from Las Vegas, and to show off our country and to show off this province and this city. And it's because of people like you that make our sport great, that make this city great, and we're going to have so much fun doing it. As you know, we got a stacked card, UFC 161. We've got Rashad Evans and Dan Henderson as the main event. Who's very excited about that? Unbelievable. It's going to be awesome. We've got a total of 7 Canadians on this card. 7 Canadians. And you guys are going to have the opportunity to see the first ever women's fight in Canada in the UFC. Canada's own Alexis Davis against the UK's Rosie Sexton. That's going to be an amazing fight. That's going to be an absolutely amazing fight. So looking forward to that. Like I said, we've got 7 Canadians on this card. We've got former UFC champions. We've got former Pride champions. We've got former Strikeforce champions. We've got former The Ultimate Fighter champions. This is going to be a great weekend of fights. And for you guys here today, special for, we've got an opportunity I'm going to introduce to you our guest speaker. The guy is going to answer all your questions. TJ Grant. Everybody knows TJ Grant? TJ is an amazing athlete. He holds an 8-3 record with the UFC. Most recently in Las Vegas at UFC 160, he won the he defeated Gray Maynard. He won knockout of the night. Knockout of the night. Who watched that fight? Was that not an amazing fight? Loved it. I watched that actually from Australia, and I can tell you, everybody in Australia in this bar that I was watching it in Melbourne went crazy for that fight because the bully, Gray Maynard is one tough customer, and what did TJ do? One knockout of the night. That's how good that was. So anyway, he's going to come out. He's going to come out and answer all your questions. And before he does that, there's a couple of microphones. You can see these microphones. They're up here. There's 2 of them. There's one over here, and there's one over here. So when you have questions, just line up in front of those microphones and ask those questions. But before we bring TJ out to answer all your questions, watch this clip to learn a little bit more about TJ Grant from Cole Harbour, Nova Scotia.
The knockout of the night was gonna be Junior Dos Santos. It was gonna be. It isn't. It was gonna be. That fight that got vetoed by Mike Tyson, who said it should be TJ Grant. So TJ Grant got the knockout of the night.
TJ Grant with a big right hand.
TJ's got him.
He rocked him. Maynard trying to stay out of trouble. Big knee. And another right hand. Grant looking to finish this fight. Maynard looking to survive. Another knee. Big trouble. And it is all over. TJ Grant has knocked out Gray Maynard. Wow.
This rockets you to the top of the UFC's lightweight division. Give us your thoughts on that.
Hey, I know what Dana said. I want to fight Benson Henderson for the title. Nothing but respect, but hey, I want to fight the champ. I want to be the champ. Let's do it.
TJ Grant, congratulations, sir.
Here's a guy that's going to fight Benson Henderson on August 31st in Milwaukee, Wisconsin for the lightweight championship of the world from Cole Harbour, Nova Scotia, TJ Grant. Go for it, TJ.
Hey, I want to thank all you guys for coming out. Just hearing that music play kind of got me pumped up like I was getting out here to fight. But, I just want to thank you guys for coming. Winnipeg, first time here. I'm liking it so far. It's been great. I'm looking forward to the fights. They're going to be some good ones. And, I'm just happy to be here with you guys. So, you guys want to lead out. Ask me any questions, man. There's no question is a dumb one. Ask me whatever you want. Where's the lines at?
Okay, right over here. See this guy over here? His name's Avery.
All right. What's up, Avery?
I want you to teach Crosby how to fight.
You want me to teach Crosby how to fight? You know what? We're gonna have to see. I never actually met Sydney, but we both come from the same place, and I think I could help him with a few things, but I can't teach him how to fight on skates because I don't have the first clue. He'd probably whoop my butt on skates, so if he wants to do it on land, I can help him out for sure. What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm doing good, TJ. I got to see that last performance, and it was pretty exciting, right? Where I was, the whole room just went, yes! So we're looking forward to you facing Benson Henderson. In your career path, who's been some of your biggest inspirations in terms of, role models and, people that you've looked up to in terms of building your career and your skills? Wow,
there's a lot. I mean, as a fan of the sport from the very first UFC, I've been a fan, and obviously you gotta respect guys like Hoist Gracie, and then as time went on, Dan Henderson, Nogueira, the list really goes on. Murilo Bustamante is another great fighter. What I liked about him is he was a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, but he'd take down wrestlers and he would strike with strikers and he would win, and I really liked that too. So. But as far as just training, I've had so many people that have helped me along the way. My brother Randy got me into the sport when I was 15. He was a boxer and just a really tough guy. Had that warrior attitude. So, that kind of helped me going on in the sport. And then, obviously my coach Scott McLean is, he's done everything for me and just helped me so much. So, I'm kind of indebted to those people, and the list really goes on.
Okay,
Thank you.
Just one more quick one.
Yeah.
So some people look at your career path and suddenly they're discovering who TJ Grant is. But you've actually been in this, you said, since 15?
Yeah, I started training when I was 15 years old. I mean, that was 1999, and the sport was really, I've been training a long time. I've been training half my life. So it's really, I feel like I'm ready to be in this position fighting in the UFC for the title. It's not like I just started I started fighting 6 or 7 years ago, but, everything's built towards that,
Great. Thanks for your time.
Thank you. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. Thanks for doing this. I just wanted to get your thoughts on the Benson Henderson-Gil Melendez fight, how you thought the decision went, how you feel about Benson Henderson as an opponent, and just your predictions for tomorrow night, the fights.
Yeah. As far as to start off just with the fight, I watched that fight, and I had Benson winning. I thought that the rounds that Gilbert won, he was winning, he won more decisively than Benson won. But I felt like he lost the last 2 rounds. I thought he kind of took his foot off the gas a little bit. And then the second round was really close. He was throwing more hands, but Benson was using those kicks. And, I think you got to take the rounds from the champ. And I felt like it was so close the second round, put it 3-2 for Benson. As far as an opponent and a champion, I think he's a great champion. I got my hands full. He's a lot different than my last opponent, and he's really unlike a lot of people I've ever fought in my career. So I fought a lot of southpaws, but his athleticism and the way he fights, it definitely posed a lot of challenges. But I've been in this sport a long time, like I said, since I was 15, and I've been in there and had to improvise and do a lot of things, get better, and I feel ready for this, man. I'm just excited to fight him. It's going to be. That's going to be exciting. I can't make any predictions on that, but I can make some predictions on tomorrow night's fights if you want. Just ask me which one, and I'll let you know.
Just the co-main and the main.
Yeah, Stipe and Roy, I would have to say. I guess I'll go big country on that one. But you know what? I'm just doing it because of career momentum. Stipe just lost his last fight, and Roy's been on a roll. So, but I think Stipe's got a ton of potential in the heavyweight division. He's big, athletic. He's got great striking, and he seems to be pretty damn tough. So that's gonna be a good fight. I'm looking forward to sitting down, watching it front row, and taking it all in. But the main event, like I said, I don't go against Dan Henderson. He's got that H-bomb. It's going to be interesting, though, the footwork. That's going to be the tough thing. Rashad moves a lot, and he's pretty athletic, pretty fast, and he's got great wrestling, and he's got power himself. So if I have to put money on somebody, I'd say Henderson.
Thanks.
Cheers.
How's it going?
Good. How you doing, man?
I'm good. So I spent a couple years in Nova Scotia myself. I've got a lot of friends there who are fight fans. Let's say you win the title. Would you bring a fight to the Maritimes, a UFC to the Maritimes, maybe Halifax?
Because
I know Halifax is a good central hub, and I know everyone from the Maritimes would go there and they'd all love it.
Yeah, I said the same thing. I know that's something the UFC's actually talked about in the future, and Tom Wright's the guy right here, and he said it's definitely something they're looking to do in the near future, man. And I'll tell you right now, it'd be success, and it would be like a dream come true to get to fight in Halifax.
Maybe Tom, if you'd like to.
Hey, listen, as TJ said, absolutely Halifax is on our radar. Atlantic Canada have some great fight fans. The hub of Atlantic Canada is Halifax. We would draw fans from Nova Scotia, from New Brunswick, from PEI. TJ and I were talking about it just last night, and from the northeast of the United States, great sports town. We would fill the arena there for sure. I'd love to see it happen, and I'm not one for predicting things, but you watch. We will come to Halifax. Cool. Absolutely. And it'd be nothing better than to see this guy there.
Hey, how are you?
Hi. Your training camp for Benson Henderson, I'm just wondering, because you're from Cole Harbour, if you'll be bringing the Trailer Park Boys in to... the green bastard, he has some pretty mean slams. I think you should bring him in.
I'll have to, get Randy to come in and lay on me, practice my getting up off the bottom. But, I'm looking forward, my training camp. And the Trailer Park Boys, they've been doing their thing. They've been doing great things, man. And a lot of them are from Cole Harbour. And I used to actually work at a pizza shop, and I made donairs for Randy quite frequently. I'm not going to lie to you. That was my job before I got into fighting. And, yeah, man, make the donair.
That was my next question. All kidding aside, do you have any good stories about bumping into them, or did you know them before they got popular?
You know what? Really, my main interaction's just been with Randy and just at the King of Donair. And I've met some of the guys when I fought. Early on in my career, they come to the fights, and I met Julian and those guys. And they're pretty cool guys, and they're just like regular dudes, man. You see them just driving around and doing their thing, and you see them in Home Depot and all this stuff, and you just can't believe that those Trailer Park Boys, man.
Yeah. Good luck, James Benson.
Thank you.
First, welcome to Winnipeg. Question with all of the 5-round fights that Benson has gone to. This is, I think, it's your first that you potentially go to the championship rounds. How much of an advantage do you think Benson has over you with that experience? Or do you think it'll make a difference at all?
Well, I mean, he definitely has a lot of experience in that, and I think that that plays into his advantage, just being in that situation. But I'm going to prepare for it. Like I said, when I train for fights, I prepare. I spar 5 rounds. It's going to be exciting, man. And I'm not going to let him. I'm going to pressure him, and it's going to be in your face. That's the way I like to bring it, and we'll see, man. We'll see how he fights 5 rounds when I'm attacking him the whole time.
Awesome. So just one quick question. So then your walk-around weight, you'll probably be the same. Nothing will change about your training camp and everything else. Like you said, you already trained 5 rounds normally. So.
Oh no, my training camp's definitely. This is a world title fight, man. There's this is the big one, and every fight I found since I went to 155, every training camp is just built on the previous one, and I've gotten better. I've picked up new things and just got better at like finding rest, recovering, pushing it the right ways, and trying to also stay healthy. And that's been the key to my success. I mean, I get better at doing it every time, and I feel like I'm coming into my prime. And this is going to be like no other training camp. It's going to be balls to the wall. It's going to be full bore, and I'm looking to be ready to fight for 5 rounds, go to war.
Awesome. That answers my other question. So good luck come August.
Cool. Thank you.
How's it going?
Good. How you doing, man?
I have a question about your previous fighter, Gray Maynard. He's known as a power puncher. Did you have plans going in to stand and bang with him? And what was your first thought when you took those first couple shots?
Well, my plans the whole time were to stand up with him and look for the knockout. But at the same time, I wouldn't say I wanted to bang with him because he does have that power. It's kind of like unfair. Like if I were to bang with him, it could end up really bad for me. But I took his shots, and I felt like it was important that I did take a little bit of his shots to let him know I'm still there. I feel like I can take a punch, but I don't like to rely on that, and I don't want to ever rely on that because it can end any time. And it was a tough fight. I prepared really hard for it, and I was fortunate just to get it done really quick. But that fight could have went full time. Could have been a complete all-out war. My coach was telling me first 3 minutes. I don't know if you guys seen the Clay Guida fight, but he said Clay Guida it a little bit, but make him respect you a little bit more. Throw some punches, but move a lot. And the first minute, I kind of stood in front of him, and he got off a couple times. And then I remember hearing my coach, because I called him on, and my coach was like, focus. And I was like, all right. And I started moving my feet, and then sure enough, everything just kind of fell into place where it was supposed to be, and I settled down and did my thing.
Right on. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
And I think your Evan Dunham fight was absolutely one of my favorite fights of all time.
Yeah, he's a tough dude, man. That was a good fight. I was happy with that one. Thank you. What's going on?
Howdy. With the Calgary card and with Winnipeg losing 2 of the top 3 fights in this card, do you think the UFC has any loyalty to the fans, or do you think it's more strictly a business?
You know what? In this sport, the unfortunate thing is like a lot of people don't know who the fighters are that are fighting on this card. Well, they actually do. Well, yeah, they do. It's not like the Calgary card where it was, a lot of real bad injuries happened and it kind of decimated the card. But they still put on, on paper, it didn't end up living up to what it was supposed to. But, I mean, these are the best fighters in the world. And UFC has, a huge roster of the best fighters in the world. And what people don't understand is, like, from the first guy, the number 1 guy in a division, to the 20th guy, man, there's not much difference, They're high-level athletes, and, they'd be main eventing all these other shows if there was a smaller show, So I really feel like the UFC does a great job of, when things like that happen, they still put on high-level fights. But yeah, I know what you're saying. Like, but like Dana said, is they owe a good one to Calgary, and I think this card's just it's pretty stacked up, man. It's pretty good, right from top to bottom. So I'm looking forward to the fights tomorrow.
Excellent. Thank you, and good luck in your next fight.
Thank you.
Hey, TJ, how's it going?
Good. How are you doing?
Pretty good. Looking back, I guess I could probably speak for most of us Canadian fans that going into these fights, you're never the underdog for us. But with mainstream media, a lot of the times they're having you as the underdog, like against Gray Maynard. You were the underdog going in. I guess one question is, how do you feel about that? A lot of times that give you more motivation. And then again, of course, going in with this Benson Henderson fight, I'm sure you're going to be an underdog. Not in my eyes or a lot of these fans' eyes, but with mainstream media, they're going to put you as an underdog. Does that give you motivation to push more and really continue to prove people wrong?
I'm just motivated myself. Like, when I found out I had that title fight on the line against Gray, it didn't really change anything. Like me and my coach talked about it. It didn't change anything because I was pumped up to fight Gray, and every time I've been fighting lately, it's been a step up, and that's exactly what I want. And, as far as being the underdog, I mean, I get a lot of like texts like after my fight. I'm like, hey man, you want me some money or blah blah blah. I got a lot of those actually. People I don't even know are like coming up to me and be like, I won money on you. So it's pretty cool. Like I was a pretty safe bet. I don't know if I'm not going to sit here and say I'm a safe bet in the next fight, but I feel good about my chances, and it's going to be a good one. And I definitely I like being the underdog just because it kind of takes the spotlight off you a little bit less pressure. But yeah, at the same time, man, I got pressure. The butterflies I feel and the pressure I feel has been the same when I was fighting like my very first few fights, small shows, all these different things, man. It's like it's no different. I get out there and I just want to go at it and put on a good fight and win. I want to represent myself well every time.
Right on. One last question. Yeah. What was in one word, describe what was your feeling when you seen TJ Grant or you seen Gray Maynard take that fall and that ref come in to stop that fight?
Kill.
Right on. Thanks, man.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. How are you doing?
Not too bad. I just wanted to know which of your last event, what meant more to you, the knockout and the number one contender, or Tyson approving your work and making you knockout of the night bonus?
You know what? That was incredible to have like Iron Mike sit there and tell you that tell Dana and them that my fight was going to be knockout of the night. He's an incredible knockout artist. I love the guy, throughout his whole career. And but at the same time, man, I'm out there to win fights. I'm out there to provide for my family, and the number one contender is like a dream come true to be able to fight for the title. And I know my dream's not done yet, but that's a huge step in the right direction. And so I'd have to say that's definitely the focal point there.
For sure. Quick other question.
Yeah.
Have you heard that Pettis is injured and pulled out of the Aldo fight? They just announced that. So I was just kind of wondering on your opinion on, hopefully, obviously, you still get the title shot and that doesn't kind of work against you with that. But news is that Pettis pulled out with an injury. Haven't heard anything yet?
I haven't heard that.
I haven't heard it either, so we'll see, man.
Yeah.
We'll see. I'll be on
hopefully, because I have you.
I'll be
winning
on the underground trying to find out as soon as we're done
absolutely.
here. We'll see.
Well, good luck, man. I hope you bring the belt back.
Thank you very much, man. I appreciate it. Hey there, how you doing?
Hi.
What's up, buddy?
Who's your favorite UFC fighter?
Dan Henderson, probably. And, Dan Henderson, Murilo Bustamante, Randy Couture. It's like, boom, there's three of them. There's three of them. They're all just they're just incredible fighters, incredible ambassadors, and I've just been a huge fan since the beginning.
Cool.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey, what's going on?
How's it going, man?
Good. You?
Good. So 2 questions. What's your middle name, and what's your favorite color?
My favorite color is blue, and my middle name's Jerome. I'm named after my mom's late brother, Jerome. So
cool.
Yeah, it's in the family, man.
Awesome. And can you please knock Benson Henderson out?
Hey, I'll do my best, man. I'll do my best.
So much.
We're gonna fight, that's for sure.
Thank you. TJ, nice to see you again.
Thanks.
All right, so as a fighter and a fan yourself, there's a lot of talk about super fights going on right now. But if you had your choice, what 2 fighters would you put in the ring together and why?
I want to see GSP fight Johnny Hendricks. That's it, man. You know what? I just feel like Johnny earned that fight, and I know it's going to happen. It's just now it's like that's the fight I really want to see. I feel like Johnny earned it like 3 times over, and it's going to be a good one. I think that he has the makings to win, but at the same time, George is the greatest welterweight champion in UFC history, and it's going to be it's going to be an incredible fight. I'm looking forward to that one probably the most right now.
All right, awesome. Thanks a lot.
Hey, thank you. What's up, buddy?
Hey. What was your first ever fight?
My first ever fight was at the Extreme Cage Combat in Halifax, Nova Scotia. It was the first ever mixed martial arts sanctioned fight. I was really at the time when I found out about it, I was working construction. I was 205 pounds. I was like smoking cigarettes. And you know what? I got laid off from my job, and it was like, yo, do you want to fight? And I've been training as long as anyone in the province, so really I felt like it was just my duty to be part of the first ever show. And the rest is history, man. I kept fighting ever since. I fought a guy named Craig Skinner, and I think I armbarred him in the first round, and the rest is history. I just kept going from there, man. Thank you.
Okay.
How you doing?
Welcome to Winnipeg, TJ.
Hey, thanks, man.
So you say you got to take the fight from the champion. How are you going to beat Ben Henderson?
I'm gonna. You know what? It's like, for me, it comes down to pressure. Every fight for me is pressure. It's like who can impose their game and who can move forward, who can dictate what happens, even if you're not moving forward. Who can make the other person fight their fight? I mean, it's kind of a generic response, but really every single fight, other than the guys that just like have that lucky like heavy punch. You got to set it up and you got to impose your game, and that's really going to be the key. And I know I got my work cut out for me because he's a great ring tactician, and it's going to be tough. But you know what? I don't get out there. It's the Ultimate Fighting Championship, so I'm going out there to fight him, man, and I'm going out there to win.
So when you say pressure, you pressure him against the cage to stand and bang with him, or are you looking to pressure him and take him down?
Pressure in any type of way. If we're standing up, I'm being first. I'm making him respect my fakes. I'm initiating the takedowns. I'm putting him on his back. I'm attacking for the submission. Everything comes down to dictating the pace, dictating the action, and that'll be the key. I mean, that's what you train so hard to do, and when you get out there, that's it, man. That's who wins.
Any fear of his submissions? Do you want to keep it on the feet, or?
You know what? I respect his whole game, man. I respect his whole game. I believe in myself too, and we got 25 minutes to go out there and see who the better fighter is. So that's what we're gonna do.
Excellent. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. What's going on, man?
Hey, man. I got a question for you about TRT and what you think of the therapy that's going on, considering the laws that have happened in California, and what's happening, like with TRT Belfort, and how he's just blowing back from being in obscurity, and how it's reviving people's careers. Do you think it's right, or do you think as your testosterone levels drop, you should retire?
I mean, I feel like I'm against it. Just I would never take it personally. When I'm done fighting, and I'm like old man, want to like still be able to do
like
stuff.
36.
Yeah, whatever. 36. I'm probably not fighting anymore. I'm going to be real with you. But you know what? Especially guys that have been tested positive in the past and stuff like that. I feel like they shouldn't be allowed to do it. And at the same time, I just don't think it should be a legal thing. I know there's ways to kind of cheat it a little bit, and the testing. I know the testing's getting a lot more strict on it, but I'm hoping they do away with it. That's just my opinion.
Awesome. Thanks,
Thank
dude.
Hey, thanks for coming to Winnipeg.
Hey, man, my pleasure.
I got a question. Somebody earlier asked you about your influences. It's kind of a two-part question here. And I think given that you're Canadian and there used to be a welterweight, maybe me and some other people might have been expecting you to say GSP. And then a little earlier when you mentioned that you wanted to see GSP fight Hendricks and Hendricks are in the fight. And it just seems like, is there a little bit of professional rivalry or tension or something between you and GSP?
Not at all. He's a super guy. I nothing but respect for George. I just feel like, honestly, it's not about that at all. I feel like Johnny just earned it. He's an exciting fighter. His fight with Condit, that blew the roof off the Bell Center. And he knocked out Fitch, knocked out Campman, and he beat Koscheck. He beat all these guys, but it just kept getting bumped. And I know now it's finally happening. I'm just happy. I'm happy for the guy. I've had the chance to train with him, and a great group of guys that he's got down there. And I'm looking forward to that one.
Okay, and then after you beat Henderson, which you will, and and you get maybe a few defenses under your belt, could you see yourself down the road someday maybe looking for a fight with GSP?
No, man. Those guys, I'll never go back up to welterweight. I was stupid to stay there for so long, man. They're so big. They really are, man. It's for me, I'm a 155er. You can look at my body and say I'm a big 155er or whatever you want to say, but I am a 155er, and that's where I plan on fighting out my career. I'm not ever really looking to have those super fights because there's enough tough fights within your division. These are the best fighters in the world, and there's lots of them. So just keep bringing it on. I'm looking to focus 100% on Benson, and whatever happens after that, we'll worry about then.
All right, thanks, TJ.
Thank you, man.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Good. How you doing?
I actually got a question for Tom, since he's been so quiet and he's Mr. CFL guy.
No problem.
What is your opinion on the new Ottawa team's name, and where else in Canada, since we now have a 9-team league, we can get another team? Because it makes more sense to have 10, not 9.
Hey, listen, I agree completely on the second question, and hopefully we can take I'll answer the first one too, but hopefully we can get a new stadium. At least hopefully we can have TJ fight in Halifax before there's a new stadium in Halifax, because that's where the 10th team should be.
Yeah,
absolutely. We want this sport the CFL to be coast to coast. We stop in Montreal, as you know. Halifax is a great town. It draws from the entire Atlantic Canada. Makes so much sense. The problem you've got there is that you can't have a CFL franchise in Halifax without a stadium, and you can't have a stadium without a CFL franchise. So those two things have to happen. We were close before when they were thinking of making a Commonwealth Games bid, but that fell through because the mayor wasn't for it. And you need to have champions. You need to have local champions to get that kind of stuff done. Right. So that's where I think it'll be. In terms of the Ottawa Red Blacks, the good news is they're not the Rough Riders because we already have one. And I know you guys. I know you got rivalries. The Bombers have rivalries with the Rough Riders, but you know what I think? Actually, I think it's kind of a cool name. You know, their colors are red and black. You know, if you actually spend some time in Australia, you know the Red Blacks are a really kind of a dangerous spider. I haven't seen their logo, haven't seen what's up that, but I think it's kind of a cool name, actually.
Why didn't they go with the Renegades? That's what it was before, right?
Well, you know what? I think the Renegades put a pretty sour taste in a whole bunch of people's mouths.
All right. Thank you.
My pleasure.
How's it going?
Good, how are you?
Good, man. Good.
What do you like better, grappling or sparring?
You know, they're both a lot of fun. I would have to say grappling is just, you know, I don't like getting punched in the head, really. You know, I do it. And I start, like, when it happens, I kind of like, I get into it. But if I could choose, when I'm done fighting, I'm not going to spar anymore. I'm just going to grapple. I'll probably hit some pads, hit some bags just to get the workout in. But you know what, man? I love jiu-jitsu. I love wrestling. And, you know, just the grappling. There's so much to it. And it's a little bit more easy on your body, too. So, you know, I'm a big fan. Thank you.
Thank you.
Here's another question.
How's it going, TJ?
Good. How are you?
I got a question. It has nothing to do with 161, though.
Yeah.
How fast is Silva going to end Weidman?
You know what? I'm one of the guys that are. I think Anderson Silva is the best fighter to ever fight in the UFC. You know, he's the champ, and he makes great fighters look bad. I just feel like Chris Weidman's going to be maybe the guy to beat him. Oh. And I'm not a guy that's going to like want Anderson Silva to lose because realistically I want him to win and then, you know, I want him to retire as the guy that never lost in UFC. I'm just giving you what I think my opinion is. I think Chris Weidman has the tools to beat anyone. I think his grappling and he's confident, man. I don't feel like when he gets out there he's going to be intimidated. And Anderson mentally dominates guys in the ring, man. Like, you know, he does the same thing everybody else does, but when he gets in the cage, it's his focus, his confidence. He makes guys just mentally just fade, you know. And I think Weidman is the guy that maybe can stand up to that. It's going to be exciting, man. And that's one of the fights, like the GSP Hendricks fight. I'm really looking forward to that, man. Another guy that's earned a solid title shot, and it's going to be a good one.
Awesome. Thanks.
Thank you.
Hi.
What's going on?
I have a question. Wait, I forgot now.
Take your time. Take your time.
It's okay. What would you say to up-and-coming fighters who are starting from amateur and wanting to go pro? What's your opinion on that?
Just be consistent, man. Train every day. Try to train as much as you can. You know, obviously without overtraining and breaking your body down. But man, just be consistent. When you have a fight, I see guys that they want to take 2-3 months off and then come back in the gym because they got another fight. It's like you're never going to get better. If you want to get better, you got to be in the gym every day, trying to improve. And there's going to be times where you don't feel like you're improving, but those are the times you really are. You just keep plugging away, and that's the key, man. That's kind of where got me to where I'm at, and I'm sure it's got a lot of other guys to where they're at. I mean, just be consistent all the time.
All right. I have a quick question. If you were to fight any UFC veteran or MMA veteran, who would you fight?
Can I come back to that one?
If you were to fight, if you wanted a super fight with any MMA veteran.
Yeah. I know. I got to think about it though, man. That's So am I calling them out? I'm gonna pick somebody who's like totally retired, I guess. I don't know. Jeez, man. You know what? I would have to say Benson Henderson. Why not? That's who I want to fight.
Oh,
you know what I'm
okay.
saying? That's the guy I want to fight.
All right.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah, cheers.
How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good. You said you like grappling more than striking. I want to know your opinion on how judges score more for the top wrestler when they're in the person's guard than the bottom guy who's active.
Yeah, I mean that's a tough one. I feel like the guy on top is winning, but if the guy on bottom is actually actively going for stuff and threatening, and he can kind of neutralize the guy on top from striking, because I notice sometimes guys get him down, and they don't do any active striking. They don't try to improve their position. They throw just enough so that the ref doesn't stand them up. I feel like in certain situations, you've got to score for the bottom guy. If they're landing strikes, they're pushing, they're trying to create sweeps, create angles, trying to get back to their feet. But at the same time, the guy who took you down, if you had a problem with that, you got to stop him from taking you down. You know, I'm never going to be the type of person that's going to cry about getting lay-in prayed, because it's my job as a fighter to win, and that's part of it. You got to get up off your back, but there's a fine line there though, for sure.
And do you feel like the takedown at the last 10 seconds just to try to score the round, do you think that's right?
I don't really a takedown without anything done. Yeah. If a guy wins 3 minutes of the round striking and the other guy takes him down for the last 2 minutes but just basically holds him down, it's hard to score that. It really is. It's open interpretation how the judges see it. But I definitely like to score on damage caused and attack for sure. But you gotta defend the takedown all the way.
Thanks, man.
Thank you. Hey, what's going on?
All
We're
right.
back.
Yeah, back for round two. Do you coach kids at all, or have you coached kids at all?
I've coached a little bit. I helped a little bit of high school, and just at the gym, I've coached some like not too young, like teenagers and stuff like that. It's definitely something later on when I'm done fighting. I have a little bit more time and energy. I would like to, focus on helping younger people and just get showing them that there's other things out there, there's opportunity and stuff like that.
Yeah, the reason I ask is where I'm from in London, Ontario, at Adrenaline Training Center, they start bringing kids in at about 6, 7 years old. So I was just wondering, if you were coaching kids, that young, or preteens, what sort of messaging you would give them in terms of coaching, yet at the same time, they understand it's, potentially a violent sport. Like, how do you start them at that age, and what kind of messaging do you give them to respect, what they're doing, and, the potential damage that, they could do?
I'm not a big fan of kids fighting at before they're at an age where they can fully understand what they're possibly doing to themselves.
Yeah, I should say, to qualify, what I see them doing is grappling. They're not sparring.
Oh, grappling?
They're just grappling.
Oh, man. Just respect. You know what I'm saying? You got to respect. I feel like it builds confidence. You can definitely help people in a lot of ways. Good attitude. It'll help them in other facets of their life too, man. I find, mixed martial arts just changed me. I got into wrestling and jiu-jitsu at a young age, and really without those things, I would never be here. They helped me, they formed me into who I am, man. And I think that, any kid that can get into this stuff is definitely going to be better off for it.
All right, thanks, TJ.
Thank you.
Okay, here we got the last question right over here.
How's it going?
Good, man. You?
Good, thanks. I was really curious what you did in the trades.
Pardon? Sorry?
What was your profession in the trades? Were you an electrician, or what were you doing?
No. I was a laborer, man.
Laborer?
I worked at a pizza shop. The hours were good. I worked 9 to 4. And, then I just started working construction for my uncle. But the thing is, when I worked 9 to 4 at the pizza shop, I would always get off, take the bus, go to the gym, and I would spend the next 4 or 5 hours at the gym. And then, that was kind of that. I feel like that helped me now. I learned a lot, and I suffered, I was poor and broke, and then I, fought my way to the UFC, and, the rest is history, man.
That's huge. I was curious, though, just your week of your camp there, if you could walk us through kind of every day, your training, kind of mentally where you get your strength to push through all of it,
Yeah, it can be a grind, going through training, especially training camp. You get beat up, you get tired. you're sore, you're like lifting weights, and like, you know, it drains you mentally and physically. But you know what? I have a great group of guys at the gym, so it's really not like it's not really like work. Like when I'm in there, you know, I really enjoy it. It's more just getting off my couch because I love being home and chilling out with my family. But once I get there, I mean, the rest of it, I forget about everything else and I just train.
Cool.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, take it easy.
So listen, everyone. I know we're all excited about UFC 161 tomorrow night right here in the MTS Center, but I want to make sure everybody knows UFC 164, August 31st in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Canada's own TJ Grant for the World Lightweight Championship. You know, we are so lucky to be represented by some great Canadians like TJ, and I know you're going to put on a show. How about a huge hand for TJ for what he's done for you guys today?
Thank you very much, guys. I really appreciate it.
And you know, we're setting up in behind me. The octagon is just getting set up. We're putting up some screens and that sort of thing. There may be some seats come available. If they do, if everybody doesn't have their tickets yet, if you're looking for some tickets, there may be some seats come available. Not a bunch, but go on Ticketmaster.ca, and this place is going to be loud, so every single person we can find to come in here is going to make it even louder. So, ladies and gentlemen, TJ Grant.
Thank you.
Thanks, buddy.
But I had a parking lot on Smash. Plus I got a 7 with a 454 in the hood. Got 125 on the dash.
I'm the biggest boss that you seen thus far. I'm the biggest boss that you seen thus far. I'm the biggest boss that you seen thus far.
Cause it's just another day in the life of the damn boss.
I don't make love, baby, we make magic. Come home with a thug, let's get cracking. Always well plastic, baby, cause it happens. She leave the back seat, just a freak in the Magnum. Hopped out the Magnum, hopped in the tray, just to let the top back and thank God for the day. Who gives a what a hater gotta say? I made a couple $1 million last year dealing weight. Still in the streets, strapped with them things. She in love with a G, so she tatted my name. I'm the biggest boss that you seen thus far. 10 black made backs back to back in the lane. I'ma make it rain, then I'ma make it back. You